Goodbye, Barrymore, and good luck.
Thank you, Sir Henry.
Goodbye, Mrs. Barrymore.
Sir Henry.
You will write and let me know how things are going.
Yes, sir. Well, we don't want to miss the train. Goodbye, Dr. Watson.
Goodbye. Luck to both of you.
They'll be all right. They did well by my uncle's will.
Handsomely. Still, I've never trusted Barrymore. I didn't know there was a train at this hour.
Train! What does a train matter? Forgive me, I'm tense.
I can well believe it. You're under a terrible strain, and Holmes is up in his room with his foul-smelling tobacco. He says this is a six-pipe case.
I'm sorry to intrude like this. Mrs. Barrymore said I should come right in. I'm Mrs. Lyons, Mr. Franklin's daughter.
I've heard of you. This is Dr. Watson.
Ah, Lady Agatha's comrade. She speaks highly of you.
I'm sorry we didn't meet the other evening. Won't you sit down?
I must see Mr. Holmes. It's important.
I'll get him.
Thank you.
Aren't you afraid to cross the moor?
I understood that they captured the convict.
That's true.
You mean Storm?
I mean the Hound.
It isn't the other world that will hurt one, Sir Henry. It's the living.
I think I heard Mr. Holmes say you are from the village of Tracy Coombs.
I have a small shop.
I have a distant relative living there.
I've heard of no Baskervilles in the area.
No, the name's Desmond, an elderly clergyman. Could I get you something? Fear I'm a bit understaffed at the moment. The maid leaves at dark and the Barrymores have just deserted.
I saw the suitcases in their grill.
Place won't be the same without them.
I want you to know, Sir Henry, that I have the utmost respect for your uncle. He was kind, generous, and most thoughtful. His death disturbed me.
I expected to see you earlier than this, Mrs. Lyons.
You knew I'd return?
I hoped you would.
You'll probably want privacy.
I think you'd best stay, Sir Henry. What Mrs. Lyons is about to reveal concerns you.
Me?
Your uncle, to be precise.
You anticipate.
I am a flawless judge of character, Mrs. Lyons. You did not impress me as the sort of female who would live comfortably with a serious lie.
What are you driving at?
It is true that I wrote the letter to Sir Charles.
On the instigation of an other.
What other?
I know what you communicated in our earlier interview, and also what you withheld in connection with this matter. I regard this case as one of murder, and the evidence may implicate not only your friend Jack Stapleton, but his wife as well.
His wife?
Wife? What are you saying?
The person who has passed for his sister is really his wife.
I don't believe it.
Nor I. He's not a married man.
Kathy unwittingly revealed the ruse when she told Watson of the school she and her brother ran in the North Country. I made inquiries, and one of the employees of the school sent on this photograph. 4 years ago it was taken. I think you will recognize the couple, Mr. and Mrs. Stapleton. The employee has written the identification on the back.
Let me see that. It's true.
Stapleton asked you to write the letter to entice Sir Charles out of the house.
He promised to marry me once my problems were settled.
Now I know why Kathy lives in fear for her brother.
That's why he went into a rage when he saw you and Kathy close together. He turned into the instincts of a jealous husband.
I swear to you, when I wrote that letter, I never dreamed of any harm to the old gentleman. He had been a good friend.
I presume the reason Stapleton gave was that you would receive help from Sir Charles for the legal expense connected with your divorce.
Jack said that he could not help because he himself was penniless.
After you sent the letter, he dissuaded you from keeping the appointment.
Yes.
Then you heard nothing until you read of Sir Charles' death.
He said that the death was a mysterious one, and that I should certainly be suspected if the facts came out. He frightened me into remaining silent.
I think, on the whole, you had a fortunate escape. You had him in your power, and he knew it. And yet, you are alive.
I couldn't remain silent any longer.
The line between fear and love is often a thin one. As you have been honest with me, I shall be honest with you. You are still in danger.
He's likely to harm Kathy.
Not if everything falls into place. Time is the essential element. Watson, you will escort Mrs. Lyons to Lady Agatha's cottage.
I can take care of myself.
You heard me, Watson?
Come along, my dear. You can trust my protection.
I was right, you know. Nothing's easy on the moor.
You must really be worried for her safety.
Hang her safety. I merely want some guarantee she won't warn Stapleton.
We must help Kathy.
You will do exactly as I instruct.
I'm ready.
You will walk to the Stapleton cottage and enjoy your dinner.
You're not serious. I'm not sure I can face Jack Stapleton.
That is precisely what you must do. You will divulge the path you take on your return. Clear?
But where will you be?
Nearby. Leave within the hour.
But wait a minute. It's our Holmes. Holmes! Barrymore! I get a hold of myself. They're all gone. Wait 1 hour. Of the origin of the Hound of the Baskervilles, there have been many statements. Know then that in the time of the Great Rebellion, this manor of Baskerville was held by Hugo of that name.
Good evening, Henry.
Kathy!
Yes, Kathy. Sweet, endearing, innocent.
What's wrong with you? I told Holmes I was afraid for your life. He knows you're married to Stapleton.
Does he? I'll have to deal with that in time.
You and Stapleton plotted this all together.
Jack? Don't be a fool. He's weak. Never did a thing that I wasn't right there behind him. Pushing, insisting. It was all my idea.
I don't understand.
He's the son of Roger Baskerville, the younger brother of Sir Charles, the one that fled to South America and supposedly died unmarried. Now everything will be Jack's, and that means mine.
He's my cousin.
It's outside the front door, chained. I waited until the house was empty, until the moor was dark.
What is it?
You'll soon see. He's starved. I keep him that way. I'm going to release him.
No.
You have only one chance, Henry. On to the moor. Run, run, run. Outrace him if you can. It's your only hope. Run!
That would be for the Hound, Mrs. Stapleton.
What's happened to him?
I suspect the police have killed the doomed animal. I persuaded the wardens and others searching for Selden to remain in the area for one more night.
Jack warned you, didn't he?
You weren't quite as sure of him as you thought.
You haven't won yet, Mr. Holmes. There's always Group and Meyer.
Kathy!
You needn't worry, Sir Henry. Her military gesture is wasted. The house is completely surrounded.
How did you know she wouldn't be at the cottage?
An able assist from Lady Agatha. Earlier this evening, she tracked Kathy to where the Hound was secreted in an abandoned mine. Later, when it was dark, she observed Kathy moving not to the cottage, but to this house.
There really was a hound.
An enormous dog, gigantic, part mastiff, part Great Dane.
And the glow?
That would be phosphorus, and your missing shoe would supply the scent.
And Stapleton did try to save my life.
In his clumsy fashion, Selden told me that Stapleton too was off the moor during your London stay. He also gave himself away with that handwritten warning. I recognize the scrawl as the same found on the catalogue cards he uses for his butterfly collection.
Holmes, the police have stopped everyone on the moor.
A safety precaution. They'll pick up Jack Stapleton at the cottage. And Kathy has been apprehended, judging from those whistles.
Kathy? What's she got to do with it?
How could he possibly hope to claim an inheritance?
Any number of ways. He could claim it from South America, establish an identity before the British authorities there. Or he might adopt an elaborate disguise during the short time he needed to be in London. He might hire an accomplice to impersonate him, retaining a claim on some portion of the income.
I was so afraid you suspected me. I thought of burning the warning with my name on it.
You needn't worry about that. I am the last and highest court of appeal and detection, and I exonerate you.
Bit pompous, Holmes.
Kathy had no feelings for me at all.
If it is any consolation, Sir Henry, the most running woman I ever knew was hanged for poisoning 3 little children for their insurance money. Now, Watson, no time to waste. Quick to catch that late train.
Now? This minute?
There was a most interesting message from Mrs. Hudson earlier this evening. Wait, that's not it. That was this case. All right. There was a most interesting message from Mrs. Hudson. A retired officer from the Palace Guard is being blackmailed by some devilishly clever ruse. I suspect an organized ring with connections in Detroit.
But my things, my clothes.
Lady Agatha, if you'd be so kind to see that Perkins packs everything and sends it off to Baker Street.
First thing in the morning.
Come along, Watson. The game is afoot.
The man has no mercy.
Come back anytime. You're always welcome.